Hello and welcome to my Airofit breathing device review. Having used this device for 10 minutes every single day for one entire year, I'm going to give you my thoughts and I'm going to share the pros and the cons of this breathing device and try and guide you to whether you should buy it or not. If you are new to my channel, my name is Victor Halthorup. I am a Danish two-time Olympic speed skater and World Cup medalist. I also have a bachelor in health and nutrition, so on this channel I share all my tips and tricks on health devices and inline skating or just general fitness advice. This video is of course going to be about the Airofit. If you get hooked on it, there's going to be a 15% discount link in the description below. Do want to mention Airofit did not ask me to make this specific video or pay me for it, but they give me a cool discount code, so make use of that if you need an Airofit. The Airofit device is developed by a Danish company named Airofit. There's two devices. There is the Airofit Pro, comes with Bluetooth connection, easily connects with your phone. I'm going to share some screenshots and some recordings on the video as we go along in this review. The other device, the Active, is not as complicated. The price is also just a fourth of the price of this one. So this one comes at $379, whereas the Active is currently priced at $80, which is remarkably less. The only difference, the device itself is exactly the same. The only difference will be this button on top here that allows it to connect with your smartphone, Bluetooth connection, and then you can actually follow your breathing on the screen. This makes it capable of personalizing your workouts, so you get a much nicer user experience. You can also track your progress, and it is gonna customize every single workout to how your lung functionality, your vital lung capacity is hopefully improving over time, so that you're always going to be challenged and always going to be chasing a little more progress. So therefore, if you have the budget, I suggest this one. Personally, I tested both, but this is the one that I've been using every single day for one entire year. So the Airofit Pro here also comes with an application called the Pro application. In this application, you are gonna get customized training program. I used it for about 10 minutes on average per day. The programs vary over time, so it's, like I mentioned in the beginning, it's gonna be adapted to your level. So for me, it's been everything between 6 and 14 minutes per day, but the average is about 10 minutes. There's different kinds of workouts, but they're all gonna be super easy in the beginning. Obviously, your lungs are not gonna be as developed as they are at the end of the program or as you go along. So that's also one of the reasons they're easy. There's also different kinds of workouts. Some are more a matter of technical breathing, mindfulness, how to control your breathing. Others are pure strength, inhale strength, exhale strength. And then some are kind of threshold workouts where you would either have to hold your breath with empty lungs or hold it with full lungs, and just other ways of being uncomfortable in your breathing. But again, all of this contributes to making you better. Two sides to it. One is improving your lung capacity, being better at using your lungs, and then the other side of it is how that actually affects your performance as an athlete. For me, the two things where I notice the most is whenever I'm at threshold, I feel my RPE, my rate of perceived effort is it's generally a lot lower actually, just because my breathing is naturally under control. And then especially when I'm swimming, I do that as kind of recovery workouts, or if I have periods with injuries, I do swim, and these are definitely helping my swimming. Those are the two things where I remarked it the most. On the top of that, my results this year have also been better. I broke my national records, I medaled for the first time at a World Cup, and I qualified for the Olympics, which was the goal of my season. And I do really think that the Airofit was part of that. Obviously, I'll let the stats speak for themselves because I feel like they're more objective than I might be. So I improved 24% as of right now in vital lung capacity, which is huge, especially given that I'm a trained athlete. I mean, I've been training my lungs. I even did free diving growing up as a teenager to improve my lung capacity in order to become a better skater. So the fact that the Airofit almost got me 25% higher is quite impressive. So I'll give it that for sure. And same goes for exhale, inhale strength. I do believe that inhale, exhale strength, some of it is also the technique you use. So it's not necessarily the muscles surrounding the lungs that are getting stronger, at least not to that point. But a lot of it is the technique, using your full lung strength, your full lung volume. I worked a lot with a breathing coach called Sean, where we just worked on technique to really expand and use the full lung structure instead of just breathing at the top of your lungs, but really getting it deeply into the stomach. Especially in my sport, speed skating, as you can see, we work with rather complicated positions where it can be really hard to breathe. On the top of that, if you're at an all-out effort, it doesn't make it easier either. But those are some of the ways where I found that the Airofit really helps. So the pros are definitely that there's a remarkable effect. I do really suggest any athlete to get the Airofit device, especially looking at the other things we use money on for people going on training camps or improving their gear, stuff like that. This is still relatively little money for how much you can benefit. The other pros is the simplicity of it. It's very simple. There's a coach inside the app basically, and it also customizes to whatever modality of sports you practice, which is super sweet. Even niche sports such as speed skating, these are going to be adapted to it. That's pretty cool if you ask me. And track your progress, I like that a lot. A lot of athletes are goal driven. That's a big part of motivation in sports. And the Airofit definitely understood that as they created the application. If we look at the cons, obviously the price is high. It's a simple device and it is very pricey. I do think a lot of that should be in your mind how much effort they spend in developing the app, and they really do constantly improve the software. So it's not just the device, which is very simple in itself, but I think you pay a big part of what you pay is for the software, which I find to be very well developed. I have had a single issue where the device didn't work optimally. There was an issue where it was just constantly showing that I had a little uneven breathing, even when I wasn't breathing at all. So if I held it up here, it would show on the screen that I was like constantly exhaling or inhaling a tiny bit. And that was really annoying for a time. And then I contacted Airofit, which I should have done right away. So if any of you experience issues with your Airofit, contact them, and they send me a new e-unit the very next day that I received 1 day later by post. That's been working ever since. So in 1 year I had one issue, it was annoying. The good thing is that Airofit will just replace that part or the entire Airofit immediately. So big kudos to them for that. Really good customer support. If we look closer at the device itself, then I don't know if you can see this because it's gonna be blurred. It's this fancy feature that focuses on my face, but the Airofit has different exhale resistance and inhale resistance. So obviously it's gonna tell you where to put it so that you can raise it if it gets too easy. The Airofit device or the app is going to tell you when to do what, so you don't have to do much thinking. Just trust the process, and you will improve a lot in very little time, especially in the beginning, which is quite cool. It does require a weekly test where you put it to a maximum on both ends, and it's just full exhale, full inhale. That's going to measure inhale, exhale strength, and then your vital, like your lung capacity, and those are good ways to track your progress, and that's what it uses. It uses that data to create your training programs as you go on. I also use this with my girlfriend. That was a cool thing because, like I said, we really noticed how it adapts to the person. So if you're a woman of smaller size, you generally have smaller lung or lower lung capacity, which she also had, and she just had workouts that were adapted to her level. That's pretty cool. And that's what you get with the Pro, not the Active. I felt some dizziness at certain workouts, and my girlfriend Sophia, she had nose blot at one workout. So it does take you to your limits, but obviously it also shows that it's a part of our body that we do not train fully in our everyday life or even in our athletic careers if we do sports as a profession. Therefore, the Airofit is really a nice tool, and it's just a very simple thing to bring along and gives you pretty quick improvement. I've been using it for a year now, and I am really satisfied with the product. Airofit sent this to me, and has been a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to use this now that there's only a month leading up to the Olympics. I shall do my very best to gain every little margin that I can use my favor in Beijing. But I will leave a discount code below where you can purchase the Airofit directly. 15% off if you use that code. So go use that. I definitely recommend it. Honestly, the Airofit is a wonderful training tool, and if you ever do have issues, they are pretty quick at replacing whatever that could be. I know a bunch of people, got a lot of feedback from different people using this, and they've all been pretty happy about it. So let me know in the comments if you tried the Airofit already. I'm stoked to hear about people's progress. It would also be fun to hear what your lung capacity is. I took mine from 7.1, which was like my monthly average for the first month, and it is currently above 11, which is mind-blowing. Thank you for watching this. I have a lot of other videos on health stuff, mainly skating, because that is my profession, and that's what I love doing. But feel free to check it out. You can find my channel here, or here, and videos here, and what's not on the rest of the screen. Subscribe if you liked it. I promise to do my best to make more high quality videos, and now I got high quality sound as well. It was fun having you guys, and I'll see you for the next training, tutorial, review, whatever that might be. Just on a final note, if you still haven't figured out if you want the Pro or just the Active, then you should check that video out where I compare the two of them, and maybe that's gonna help you make the right choice.